Alright, we've made it now to the last part of our commonly confused words. So this will end the words that we will focus on for commonly confused words. So it's not all of them, but they're the ones that I've noticed most of you still struggle with. First, going to look at through versus through. Through, T-H-R-E-W, is a verb with the past tense of throw. She threw the pie in his face. That's how you can remember that. She threw the pie in his face. Through, T-H-R-O-U-G-H, is a preposition, right? It means in one side and out the opposite. So they travel through the tunnel on the way home from school. They have to physically go in one side and out the other. Right? Remember, you can replace the definitions for the word to make sure it's the correct one, right? So they travel in one side and out the other opposite of the tunnel on the way home from school. It makes sense. 2, 2, and 2. Okay, another big common one. To, T-O, singular O. That's the preposition that shows direction. I went to the movie. And actually also use that with the infinitive, to watch, to play, to see. Okay. T-O-O, the 2-O-T-2, is an adverb. It means also, but it also can mean excessively. Right? Romeo is too rash in his decision making. He's being excessive about that. And of course, our last two, T-O-W, is either a noun or an adjective, right? Because it can describe how many or how much, but it can also be the number, right? It's a number. So he has 2 tickets to paradise. So when you think number, make sure there is a W there. Next, we're going to look at weather versus weather, and this is actually really common. With an EA, that is the noun, it's conditions outdoors. Right? I wish we have better weather for April. With an H, W-H-E-T-H-E-R, that's a conjunction. So it indicates alternative or doubt. I think whether or not. So whether or not you spell it correctly determines your final grade. So make sure you spell it correctly. Whose versus whose. Who is with an apostrophe? You can see the apostrophe here. That's going to be the contraction for who is. Oh, notice the stop sign because of the contraction. That means we don't use it in writing. Okay, so if it's in the formal piece of writing, you're not going to use it. You would say who is. And so who's the queen homecoming? So this is a formal writing. You would say who is the queen for homecoming. Whose, with the FE, that's the possessive form, right? It shows belonging. Whose sandwich is this? You want to know who owns the sandwich, use whose. W-H-O-S-E. And then finally, our last one, your versus your. And these ones are always used incorrectly, especially on Facebook. Your, Y-O-U-R, that's the possessive, right? It means belongs to you. So remember your book for class. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Again, notice the apostrophe here is our apostrophe. That's a contraction for you are. Notice the stop sign because it's a contraction. We don't use it. But then again, you are always misusing your on Facebook. If you want to say you are, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. That's the contraction for it. And you don't want to use possessive for your subject. It's not going to work. Alright, that concludes our commonly confused words. Remember, you will have a big test on all of them for your next grammar quiz.